When I got sober, I felt so much shame I could hardly look myself in the mirror, let alone anyone else. I had that deep feeling that I was bad and everything I did was bad. I felt unworthy of anything positive or good. All those emotions I was trying to avoid came rushing to the surface. One of the main reasons I used drugs and alcohol was to escape these thoughts and feelings. So of course, dealing with them felt overwhelming. If you're currently feeling this way, you are not alone. If I can get through it, so can you. Now let's jump in and discuss some of the mental and emotional states you may be experiencing. When talking about what to expect in early recovery, it's nearly impossible to do so without discussing post-acute withdrawal syndrome, or PAWS for short. For addicts, PAWS occurs as a result of abstinence from addictive chemicals. The symptoms begin to show themselves between 7 to 14 days into sobriety and may last as long as 2 years. The peak of these symptoms is often experienced between the 3rd and 6th month of sobriety. All of it varies from person to person, so you may experience these symptoms for as little as 6 months. There's no way to predict this. Later in this course, we'll be discussing the various ways to cope with, manage, and reduce the symptoms of PAWS, as well as any other negative things you may be experiencing. Now let's discuss the mental and emotional symptoms of PAWS and how they may show up in your life. You may have trouble with concentration, or you may find yourself obsessing on something or someone. Your memory may feel foggy. You may quickly forget something you were supposed to remember, or you may find it difficult to remember events from your past. You're likely to find your emotions feeling out of control. You may fly off the handle at the smallest of things, or you may feel nothing in a situation where you would expect to have emotions. You may have a hard time telling the difference between high and low stress situations and find yourself filled with anxiety around things that, in hindsight, are not that big of a deal. Now let's discuss some of the other common issues you may experience in early recovery. The pink cloud is where you're so excited to be in recovery that everything feels good almost all the time. Sorry to break the news, the pink cloud is usually short-lived and often accompanied with a painful transition back to reality. One minute you're happy, the next you're sad, shortly thereafter you're mad or full of fear. You may be feeling like you're losing your mind, or you may even be feeling like you're experiencing emotions for the very first time. You were used to having your drugs and alcohol to help you fit in or not care what others thought of you. Now, you're just you, raw and vulnerable, no security blanket. Feeling out of balance, you may jump from one extreme to the next or experience black and white thinking. You're either all in or all out, like working out 7 days a week or being a total couch potato, no in between. You may find yourself in a sinkhole of self-pity, beating yourself up with negative talk and treating yourself poorly. It may feel impossible to change this cycle, but it's not. When any of these problems come up, it's not uncommon to want to hide from the world and retreat into your own private space where you feel more comfortable. However, this tendency will only exacerbate your issues. It's unlikely to go from active addiction to recovery without experiencing some cravings. These may be fleeting thoughts, or you may feel the desire all day. But thoughts are not actions. You can make it through any craving without picking up. Keep in mind that all of these issues are heightened by fear, so when you're feeling anxious or stressed, you're more likely to experience symptoms. And when you're calm and relaxed, you're less likely to experience them. As long as you stay clean and sober and put in the time and effort, these symptoms will go away. Knowing that this is temporary makes it just a little bit easier. If you take the action we recommend in this course, have faith. Life will get better.